What is left to explore in this universe? We may have charted all the continents and categorized millions of species, but that doesn't mean there's nothing left to explore. What's left? You may have read astrophysicists postulate that 85% of the universe is made up of a hypothetical stuff they call dark matter. That's what makes their equations balance. Without this invisible matter, there would not have been enough time for density perturbations to form into the galaxies and star clusters currently visible. It is similar to how Mendeleev brilliantly left space in our periodic table for the elements that had not yet been discovered. What could this mysterious matter be? Who will be the first dark matter explorers to discover most of the universe, which can't yet be measured? What else? About 130 years ago, two scientists discovered a tiny class of life, the virus. They named it the tobacco mosaic virus. More recently, particles from the tobacco mosaic virus were used to create much-needed malaria vaccines. Think of that, 130 years ago, we had cars and light bulbs, but were unaware of this prolific form of life. These days biologists have deep genetic sequencing tools to look more closely at biological matter. What have they found? If we were to take a nasal swab from each of us and analyze it, there would be bacteria, viri, fungi. About 20% of the genetic information in the nose, though, is unknown. They have come to call this bio-dark matter. If you think 20% is a lot, consider that researchers have suggested that in our gut is about 40% bio-dark matter. So there are worlds to discover, literally under our noses. What else? When we close our eyes, sometimes we can see mental pictures, plans, light visions. Sometimes we can see darkness. We can call this inner darkness, spiritual dark matter. We have worlds to discover inside ourselves. Instead of deep genetic sequencing, we have an extreme mindfulness tool named Tyemuif to explore, analyze and experience this. This is exploration you can do today. You don't need to travel to exotic jungles or peer through the Team 0.5, the Hubble or the James Webb. Your tool is your inner vision. Tyemuif is a word in the language of meditation, practiced by monks who live deep in a rainforest. Tyemuif means looking at one's own mental pictures while one's eyes are open. When we read a novel and see the story, we unconsciously practice Tyemuif. To develop this faculty as a tool for inner exploration, monks practice this consciously each day. One could call this extreme mindfulness, a tangible experience lighting up spiritual dark matter. You might think, it's so fleeting. What good will it do? I only see a few flickers occasionally. Well, a candle is a small light, which allowed more reading and studying, and powered the first projectors, which through great diligence, Humphrey Davy refined to the first electric light. Edison's bulbs went on to bring light across nations and power even more projectors, and the light bulb's descendant, the cathode ray tube, provided television and computer screens, which have evolved now, fractionated into a million tiny liquid crystals of light on the screen you are viewing right now. Quantum leaps in scientific development. Perhaps consciously studying the light of the mind through the practice of Tyemuif can lead us to quantum leaps in human development too. To view our next video on how to practice this extreme mindfulness, simply subscribe.